So, Erin, what are you wearing to prom?
Nothing yellow, that's for sure.
I know.
Tiffany, I'm gonna catch up with you later, okay?
Look, you still haven't talked to him yet.
I know. I'll be okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, good luck.
Hey.
Hi.
Why weren't you in Stan's class? I thought maybe you got sick.
I couldn't make it.
Oh, well, we still have that project that's due on Friday, and I still need your help writing my paper.
Sorry, I just had a lot of stuff to think about.
What are you thinking about?
Nothing. So how'd the study session at Tammy's go? Did you get everything done?
We had a lot of stuff to do. It took a while, but we finished it.
Yeah, I'll bet.
What do you mean, I'll bet?
You didn't go to the movies, did you?
Well, Pete and Mark came over after we were done, and I thought, hey, we're done, so we went to see a movie.
So you didn't know Pete was gonna be there?
He and Mark said they might come over. David, I didn't know I had to ask permission before I hung out with anyone else.
So one minute you're studying, the next you're on a date with someone?
David, we're just friends.
Just friends? Jeff told me that Pete asked you to go to the prom with him, and you said you'd go.
What are you talking about?
You're a liar, Erin. You're lying to me. The whole school knows you're going out with Pete except for me. You're making me look like an idiot.
David, I tried to tell you. I didn't know how. David.
Have a nice time at the prom. Okay, Erin?
I've dated a lot in high school. I think it takes a lot of dating to really find out what you like in another person. I have had a lot of pressure with dating. There's been physical pressure, and there's been a lot of emotional pressure that goes along with it. It's more verbal, and they'll talk you into doing things you don't want to do with them. The worst position I've ever been in with a guy was when I went to the movie theaters with one of them, and they wanted to go to the very top corner. We sat down, and right when the movie started, he leaned over and started kissing me and touching me. And before I knew it, he was already trying to take off my pants in the movie theater. I was saying no, but he would say, just try this, and let's just try this. And he would say, feel here, and do things that I did not want to do. And then he wanted to keep doing more and more. And he even asked to have sex in the movie theater, which is, in public. I just thought we would maybe be giving a kiss here and there, and before I know it, he's doing all this stuff to me and very controlling, and I don't know, I guess it's just where it sort of brings you down a little bit because it feels like they have no respect for you. It makes you feel a little bit trashy because you're doing stuff and you don't even know them. He was trying to make me feel good, and it worked a little bit, but then I knew that's all he wanted. He's probably doing this to a bunch of other girls, and I gave in a little bit by the kiss.
When you go out with a guy and he starts to pressure you, two things can run through your head. One, well, I don't want to be rude. I really should probably do this because, well, he paid. That is actually what runs through our heads. We don't want to be rude. He did pay. And one of the other things that runs through your mind is, if I don't do this, well, he's really cute and he might not like me. He might choose a girl that will do this. Another lie. If you're believing either one of those, then you have to put up that red flag in your head and say, wait a minute, that's a lie. That's not true. I don't have to do anything because he paid. The fact that he paid is irrelevant. He offered to take me out, and that's what he offered. To take me out. Not to kiss me, not to hold me, not to touch me. That wasn't part of the arrangement. So that's off the table. You don't have to worry about that. And whether or not he likes you, if he doesn't like you because you don't put out in the movie theater, I mean, do you really want to go out with a guy like that? How do you not get a guy that just wants to hook up? There's a couple ways to do that. One is know his rep. If he's got a rep around town that he's a player and he likes to use girls and he dates a lot, then that's duh. You're probably going to have a guy that's going to try and get you on the first date. The second one is just get to know him. I mean, spend time around him, watch him from a distance, ask people about him. So you got to listen. You got to hear what people are saying. And if you do all those things, then you're much less likely to end up with a slimy guy who wants to make out with you in the back of a movie theater.
Whenever you're in a position of temptation or a position where you don't feel that you have the power to safeguard yourself, you don't have to cause a scene if you don't think it's necessary. But get out of the situation, get a breather, get some daylight on you, and say, okay, what do I need to do? Do I need to go back in and say, take me home? Do I need to go straight to the outside of the movie theater and flip open my cell phone and say, Mom, Dad, come pick me up? You need to remove yourself from that situation.
I had a really good friend that I met in school my junior year, and he was just a really nice guy. He was in a couple classes with me, and we kind of started hanging out. We were just friends, and he was very relaxed. And then I introduced him to another friend of mine, and they started getting along really well. And so all three of us just really started hanging out a lot, and it was like no one really had any sort of interest other than a friendship at first. And then I kind of started to like this guy, and I was like, oh man, this is gonna throw everything off. So I sat my girlfriend down, and I was like, this is how I feel. And she ended up telling me that she kind of had a crush on the same guy, and together we kind of made the decision that neither of us were gonna act on it because it would just throw off the balance of our friendship that we had. And we decided that was more important than some 2-month-long dating thing that either of us could have had with this kid. And I thought everything was fine, and then a month later, they ended up coming back to me, both of them together, ended up having a conversation with me where they were like, we think we're gonna start dating, and we really like each other. So I go home after this big discussion, and I was devastated. I was upset, and I felt very disrespected and just hurt. And then on top of all of that, I'm dealing with the feeling of why the heck didn't he pick me, and why does he like this other girl?
I think it's really important for us to take God's word and let's apply it now to that kind of situation. Let's take the verse where Jesus tells us if your enemy or your friend, I'm going to stick in there, sins and does something evil to you, or does something bad to you, or even mean to you, I'm obviously paraphrasing, you should turn the other cheek. Now, your friend did something bad to you, so what do you think you should do applying that verse? Turn the other cheek. What does turn the other cheek means? It means you can't hold it against her. You can't argue, can't complain about her or gossip about her or hate her, because that's not really the biblical approach. The biblical approach is to say, you took the guy I wanted, would you like to take my dress and go out on a date with him? And love on her, because really that's what we're called to do, love those who love us and those who hate us and those who hurt us. You can't be obedient to God. You can't get closer to God and know more about him if you aren't willing to do this hard stuff. Those verses don't apply to just the easy people you're supposed to love. They apply to the hard ones, these hard scenarios where people betray you. Are you going to turn around and be evil or be sinful in return? Or are you going to be obedient and be loving?
All right, I know what all the guys in the room are thinking. Girl drama. And do you notice how guys always just kind of step back away from it? And really, what she did, it's forgivable, isn't it? Because we've all done stupid things that have jeopardized our friendships. But really, in the end, it's our loved ones and the relationships that last that matter.